The second you think about preventing injuries when running, you want to think not about stretching, but strength training. I say this with someone with a background of strength training for over 15 years and recently started up my distances to as high as 50k whilst still training for high rocks and athletics. Yeah, I know it's silly. So in this video, I'm going to break down why your strength training makes you a better runner and give you exact steps and exercises to build durability, efficiency, and power. So I know what you're thinking, just get the quad stronger, right? Job done. That was easy, end of video. No. When it comes to running, there's so much more muscles involved than just the quads. In fact, quite a lot of the demand is from something called the soleus, which is located in your calf, which you might feel after a quick run or a long distance run as well. Now, what muscle we use depends on the power output, the distance, and the time as well. For example, when you increase your speeds, you use slightly different musculature. Now, dependent on your speed, depends on what type of muscles you actually use. For example, if you're a short burst of power and a very quick running pace, you're going to use a lot of what's called your posterior chain. So your glutes, your hamstrings, and your calves as well. Compared to if you're a slower runner but running for a long time, you use slightly different musculature like shown here. The difference is actually quite astounding. So if you don't strengthen that muscle, that can be responsible for quite a lot of your injuries, including the Achilles as well. But we'll get to that later. So before we move into exercises to strengthen their muscles, we've got to think about 4 muscles in this. The soleus, the quadriceps, the hamstrings, and the glutes as well. If we get them stronger, we prevent injuries. So number 1, the glutes. This is responsible for accelerating and sprinting and that force going forwards. Also responsible for something called hip extension. From a performance standpoint, the activity increases as the speed increases as well. Weak glutes means overloaded hamstrings and a lower back as well. If you do high rocks, you want to really listen in now. Having weak glutes can really show if you get fatigued on stations like the sled. Coming out that station, we want to be able to hold quite a steady pace and quite quick. So the stronger our glutes are, the better demand we can cope with. Number 2, we have the hamstrings. Now the hamstrings is huge in both the acceleration, sprint wear, and deceleration for running as well. They're at their peak when sprinting and just before that foot strike as well. Now this is why sprinting without hamstring wear can result in hamstring pulls. Again, weak things break. Next we have the quadriceps. Now this is responsible for knee extension and like a little bit of a shock absorber as well. It stabilizes the patella, so the kneecap, extends the knee during push off, and helps absorb, so again, shock absorber. Now, the demand for this increases when we're downhill running slower paces with longer ground contact and when you're in a fatigue state. So when everything else is knackered and your quads are the only one left to go to, and then they're knackered now as well.
I've got nothing left. I've got nothing left.
They're getting overused. Again, you're starting to see now why different muscle groups are responsible for different things, different paces, and if they're just a little bit stronger, they can go a long way. Right, the next one is probably the most important, so make sure you listen up. This is the muscle which everyone forgets to train, even sometimes me, because I'm not blessed with huge calves. But then people who have like really big calves, like dads, and don't train much at all, don't directly train them, but their calves are huge. Yeah, I'm not one of them people. It's like you've got to have a kid. Not going to happen. Anyway, the calves, so in specific, the gastrocnemius and soleus, the powerhouse for that stored energy and the release of elastic energy as well. So for your Achilles, for example, to protect these from getting overused, ruptured, injured, having stronger calves in general can genuinely protect your Achilles and making you a stronger runner and help absorb the impact better. At moderate speeds, the soleus is one of the biggest contributors to that propulsion, so that step off the ground. At faster paces, the Achilles tendon force can reach up to 6 to 8 times body weight, and that is huge. Again, especially if you can't keep up that demand and if that area is quite weak. You're not really doing your Achilles a service here, are you? Now, there are other muscles we can actually mention here, but I'm going to go ahead and get straight to the strength work, because that's what you came here for, right? Now, before I show you the strength exercises, make sure you do 2 things. 1 is like this video, and 2 is subscribe. So the exercise I'm going to mention here, we have 7 in total. So number 1, we're going to go for the hip flexors. This is a banded hip flexion here. So what you're going to do is attach a band around a squat rack, around the top of your foot, and you are literally going to just flex from the hip. You have the left leg on the floor and right leg, right band, up and hold. Make sure your hip flexor is at 90 degrees like shown and with slow eccentric. I recommend here 2 sets, 15 each side. This one you'll feel pretty much instantly as it is a weird sort of burn. Again, to progress this, you can add a cable machine. Second one, we're going to actually have a depth jump. Now, if you've not done one of these before, this is great for testing their Achilles strength and also getting them used to the demand and the forces as well. To execute a depth jump, simply step off a box, land with minimal knee bend, and propel yourself as high as you can for 6 to 8 efforts, so 6 to 8 reps. Recommend 2 to 3 sets on this one with maximal intent. So along with depth jump, we actually have a box jump as well, so hitting that plyometric power. So plyometric power is improving the efficiency and explosiveness of your movements, which again can result in you getting stronger and also preventing injuries. So sliding some plyometric work will actually be really efficient for your running. So box jumps, for example, can be either 20, 24 inch or 30 inches with 10 reps each, 3 sets. At number 4, we have a single leg RDL. So this can be done with either a barbell, trap bar, or a pair of dumbbells if needed. You're going to keep your hips square and you're going to hinge back with one leg only, careful not to rotate and keeping all that tension on the working leg. If you struggle for balance with this, you can hold onto a squat rack just so you're focusing on lengthening and contracting that hamstring. Again, in terms of reps and sets, we're going to have between 10 and 15, 2 to 3 sets each. If you choose to go heavier, reducing that rep range as well. Number 5, we have a Copenhagen plank. These are ruthlessly good for leg strength. And since we use it in running, it really does help hit that core as well. To execute a Copenhagen plank, you want to put one foot under a bench, one on top, body nice and square and straight, being careful for your hips not to dip as well. And if you shake, that's normal, that's fine, that's just tension. With these, I recommend 3 efforts of 30 seconds at least each time. 2 more, don't go anywhere. So next we have the single leg dumbbell step up. These are brilliant, phenomenal for quadricep strength as well as a little bit of glute. You're going to place one foot on the bench, as shown. You're going to put all that weight and energy through that front foot. And imagine when you're stepping up, imagine breaking that box. Stand straight and a controlled descent. With these, 8 to 10 reps, 3 sets. Each leg, by the way. And last, but very much not least, Bulgarian split squats. Oh yes, we love Bulgarian split squats. Something that is, again, a staple in some people's leg day. Some people hate them, some people love them. These people need help, including me. 8 to 10 reps, 3 sets. Making sure as well we progress each week if possible. Like if there's any progressions there, be it tempo, weight, or reps, making sure we're actually progressing, therefore getting stronger. Now, I can't count, so we're going to have one more. We're going to have calf raises, a very, very basic and straightforward and easy movement which we can directly work them calves. I know for a fact you skip them on your plan. I've seen you hit leg extensions and then leave the gym having calf raises left. I know. But hitting the calves directly can really benefit running as well. So when it comes to your last on your program, I know for a fact it's last on there. Don't skip it. It's going to be crucial. So simply adding these to your leg day can be a game changer for the increase in strength and the injury prevention side as well. So add these onto your leg day and let me know how you get on. And if you love training legs like me, like a weirdo, you're going to love this video above. So go and check it out.